I have some speed reviews for you guys today on I can't talk. I have some speed reviews today on some newly released makeup, some viral makeup, and I'm super excited to share my thoughts and opinions with you about this makeup. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, I'm Stacy. I have unfiltered makeup opinions and I have honest reviews and tutorials, and I also have the unfiltered series, so go check that out after this video. We're talking today about speed reviews. Like, we have speed reviews of products that I have been trying, and some of it, a lot of it, is new product or new product to me, recently released product. And I do have a couple of like new makeup videos that I posted on my channel recently, and I wanted to highlight on the product that I have been trying and like give you guys the 411 on this product, because some of it's good and some of it's really bad. Primer first. Now, I tried this primer in a video. I'm holding it upside down and backwards and all that fun stuff. So this primer I actually tried in December of 2024, and this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. I have been using it since then, but I wanted to give you guys an update on this primer. I actually really like it. Like, I was actually really surprised that I liked it so much, because at first I didn't like the texture, I didn't like the quality of the product, and I didn't like how you had to use like this little like spatula to get the product out. And I was like, you know what? We're not going to worry about the spatula. We're just going to use my fingers, dip into this, and then apply it to the skin. So what I really like about this product is that it is a blurring primer. It does also have this feeling of like coolness on my skin. But what I like most about it is that not only does it have that cooling feel to my skin, so like if I have a lot of redness or hyperpigmentation going on, it really like settles that down quite a bit, but it also blurs out the skin so absolutely beautifully. And it says that it hydrates and it blurs with a cooling sensation. It has hyaluronic acid in it, 3% niacinamide, and 5% glycerin. And those ingredients are meant to hydrate the skin, but also lock in the moisture. That's what glycerin does, is it locks in the moisture. And it's supposed to really just rejuvenate, rehydrate your face. And I think this is actually really, like, it feels silicone-y, but it's not silicone-y. I don't think this actually has any kind of dimethicones in it at all. It is such a good product. And I do really like using this with my non-silicone based foundations, and it really blurs, it smooths, and it hydrates my face, and it really helps with like the redness. I've used it so much, like you guys can see, there's been a lot of use in this product, and I think it was a great release from Milani. I've heard some people say that this is actually really similar to the Huda Beauty new blurring primer. Don't know about that. I really have been enjoying that primer, and I actually cannot wait to use this more, as, you know, it really hydrates my skin and it makes my skin feel absolutely just like refreshed and rejuvenated. Now we need to talk about a foundation that I just, like, I don't like it. I tried it out a couple of weeks ago. I have been using this almost every single day to do my makeup. It is the L'Oreal Le Glow Tint, Lumi Le Glow Tint. The shade that I have is 120 Neutral. This is not neutral. I actually posted a video, and I will link it for you guys in the eye, a couple of videos. But when I was using this on camera again, I used it in a unfiltered opinions video about moldy makeup from Patrick Ta, and I got a comment on that video like, girl, this is way too yellow for you. Like, you're more of a cool tone. I'm like, I completely agree. I know it's not my tone. I know it's not my tone. It's definitely super yellow when it's supposed to be more of a neutral finish, and it pulls yellow on my skin so badly that it just does not have a good shade match for me. I also realized that like it oxidizes and it looks darker on my skin. Like, I was getting lines in my hairline even though I blend it really well. And I was having so many problems with this like skin tint foundation, and I did not like it. On top of that, I was also finding that there was a lot of texturization on my face where I'm just like, I know I'm getting older. I know I have some texture, but I don't want to emphasize it to the point where like you don't need a magnifying glass to see it. Like, it was just like beam me up, Scotty. These are my pores. This is my texture. It is all there for the world to see. And everybody doesn't even need to like get in really, really close to see the texture on my face. I'm not wearing it today, obviously, because I don't like it. But the like, with the foundation I'm wearing today, my under eyes look smooth. They look refreshed. They look rejuvenated. They don't look cakey. They don't look texturized. They don't look like, you know, tons of fine lines and wrinkles. I wore this the other day and I had bags under my eyes, tons of texturization, even though I used the same powder products, the same concealer is what I used today to do my makeup. The base of my face was just different. And so this product does not work for somebody who is a little bit older. It oxidizes. The shade 120, which is supposed to be a neutral fair shade, does not work on me. It's too yellow. And it really makes me wonder what the shade looks like if you picked a cool shade, because this is not a neutral shade. This is more yellow than what it should be. I definitely do not recommend this, especially if you were over the age of 30. It texturized. It just didn't look good. And the color is completely off for me. Yeah, I looked like an Oompa Loompa. At the end of the day, like when I put on my powder products and my blush and my bronzer and everything like that, like the face looked pretty good, like as far as it not looking too orange, but it definitely goes on just way too orange and it doesn't settle into my skin very well. And it just looked so aged and decrepit and disgusting and gross. But we do have to talk about this product here. So I have the Beam Bright. This is the blush from Makeup Revolution. I swear this is a dupe for the Rare Beauty like powder blushes that she came out with. It is a luminescent blush product and I'm actually wearing it today. The shade is called Pink Party. So it is like this beautiful flushed pink color. And I really actually enjoy this quite a bit because look how glowy it makes my face. Look how glowy it makes me look. And it's just this beautiful, like beam me up, bright, like it's just such a beautiful blush and I really like the formula. It doesn't over texturize anything. Like it looks smooth on my skin and I don't have to worry about it like over texturizing anything. I don't have to worry about it like saying like, oh, here's all my pores. Like it's so smooth and so beautiful and so bright. And then I like to pair it with like a butter blush from NYX. And I actually use either this shade and in my makeup stash right now, I actually have the lavender, like purpley pinkish shade that I like to wear with it. And it really creates this like flushed winter makeup look. And it looks so pretty. Most of the time I can't like achieve this kind of like bright, wet, like smooth blush look like this unless I'm using like a liquid blush and then like a powder blush on top. And I really think that this formula is just absolutely stunning. I definitely recommend this. I think it's such a good product. Now let's talk about some setting sprays. These I have not actually technically featured in any videos recently, but these were ones that I took with me to Las Vegas when I went for Creators and Friends. I got the Power Grip Dew Setting Spray. It's a shockingly fine mist for major makeup grip. So I actually got this one because it has a little bit of a like hydrating effect and like a rehydrating effect on my makeup. And I specifically got this because the desert was like super dry. Like my face was so dry when I went there. Like I found that my makeup was just wearing so differently. But I do have to say it has a really fine mist and it's not offensive by any means at all. And I like that it's very, very rejuvenating. It makes my face look dewy, but it doesn't feel dewy. It's like powder dry. And I really like this product quite a bit. I've also used it to apply multi-chrome eyeshadows. They're a little bit more like on the glittery side or the flaky side. And this is actually amazing for applying those types of shadows because it has that major makeup grip. And it's like, okay, if you're looking for a setting spray that's really going to make your like foil or sparkly shades like stick to your face, spray it with this. And it's almost like using a glitter glue, but it's a spray. And I honestly was so blown away when I used it the other day for like really, really sparkly eyeshadow. And it applied so well. I didn't have any fallout at all. And it was so pretty. And then we also have this setting spray. It's the 3-second setting mist from the L'Oreal Infallible line. This is an aerosol. It smells like the L'Oreal like smell that you get. Let's just say I've used this so much that it's almost empty. It is in my current Shop My Stash. This was actually one of my most used of 2024, but I haven't actually done like a video or a review on it, even though it wasn't my most used of 2024 because I got it at the end of 2024. It has a 36-hour defy transfer like property to it. Does it really defy transfer? No. But I have found that if I want my makeup to feel powder dry, I use this. This is the final step in my makeup routine. It's an aerosol spray, and it really just like sets everything in place. It makes it feel powder dry, and it makes my makeup last a lot longer. So I'll use like more like, it's not an aerosol spray, but I will use like my Maybelline Lasting Fix. I'll spray my face with it. This one's a little bit more of a wet formula. And then this is the spray that I use to kind of like finish off the makeup at the end of the day. I've heard it's a dupe for the One Size aerosol spray. I've never tried that one, but I really enjoyed this one. And it is a really good like last step in your makeup routine. Everything is done. It doesn't like water all over your face where like, if you know, sometimes you get a setting spray that'll like splurt all over your face, and like if you have your mascara on it, like, you know, smudges your mascara, smudges your makeup. This doesn't do that because it's an aerosol, and it's such an awesome product, and I really liked discovering it, and it was added into my makeup routine, and I can't live without it. It's such a good product, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for that final step or you just like finish off the makeup. Let's talk about these two. These two are my new go-to lip combination. I'm not a huge person when it comes to like red lips. I have tiny lips, but these are like the most beautiful lip combination I have ever seen, and I'm actually wearing it today. We have the Superstay Teddy Tint in July Forever. This is a red tint, and it's got like almost like a velvety type of feel to it. And it is technically a stain, but you don't have to wipe it away. And even though it's a stain, the way that they made it, it just feels hydrating and luxurious on the lips, and it doesn't dry out my lips. It adds some sort of, how they formulated this, I don't know. But if you're looking for a long-lasting lip product that doesn't out dry, like it doesn't overly dry your lips out and hydrates your lips, but like lasts forever, like we're talking like a day that this lasts, even after washing my face and eating a lot of stuff, this lasts through all of that. And it is such a good lip tint. I think it is so good. And the July Forever shade, like you can build it up, you can make it look more red, or you can do it a little bit more subtle and blur it out, and it looks a little bit more like pinky red. And it's just such a beautiful color. And then layered on top, we have the Milani Fruit Fetish lip oil in the shade Luminoso. This is such a beautiful, like, pinkish shade. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a peachy pink shade, and it looks so pretty on top of this teddy tint, and it's just such a beautiful lip combination. And I will line my lips with like a little bit of a darker lip liner before I put this on, and it's just, it's so good. It's so pretty. It nourishes my lips. This is my go-to, like, Valentine's time lip combination because it's like the perfect pinkish red, romantic. It can be bold, it can be a little bit less bold, and it's so good. We have two things left, and they all focus on the eyes. Let's talk about the Natasha Denona Mini Eye Sculpt. I was actually excited when she released this palette. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, that's a good like travel size palette. Like if you're the type of person who needs a good matte palette with 5 shades, it comes with a range of shades. It's like from the lightest light to the darkest black. And then you have, you know, these neutrally toned browns. They're not too warm. They're not too cool. They're like right in the middle where you need them to really sculpt out your eye and create a really, like you can do a really nice matte look with it. Or you can pair this with like another eyeshadow palette. The other day I paired it with the Heartbreaker 2 palette from Electrum Cosmetics, and it was like the perfect combination to create a neutral yet multi-chrome eyeshadow look because this provided a lot of dimension for the eyes, and it's very travel friendly. It's in the mini size of the Natasha Denona sizes that you get. I always have hated that they don't include a mirror in these. Like I understand like why, because it's so small, but I would like a mirror. So Natasha, can we get a mirror like that's long like this? Like that'd be nice. But anyway, it's travel friendly. It has a good variety of brown shades in here. Like if you're looking for that one and done eyeshadow palette where all you need is some brown matte shades and maybe you put on like a super shock shadow on top of it, like this one is Ladybird from ColourPop. and you like that like glittery, toppery, scattered effect with a sculpted eye, this is perfect for that. The formula is very buttery. It blends out absolutely stunningly. The black is so pretty, and it really creates this nice effect that you're able to just like line your eye, and you could do some really cool like neutral looks with this, and it's not too warm, it's not too cool toned. You could do like a black liner look with just like a little bit of brown in the crease if you just like mattes. Like, I really honestly have enjoyed using this palette. I think it was like, it is honestly, I wish that more brands just had all matte eyeshadow palettes like this. The only other one that I know of that has all matte eyeshadows like this is something from Milani, which is like one of the gilded palettes. But I think those lean a little bit more on the warm side than they do kind of like in the middle, like in the neutral side. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you have that palette, leave me a comment down below. So last but not least, for new makeup releases, I tried a new mascara from L'Oreal. This is the Paradise Big Deal Mascara. It's in the Paradise Eye collection. So they have like, you know, the one that's like supposedly the dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Well, this one, I don't even know how to explain it. It's not a tubing formula, but they say that you can layer it and it won't clump. And I can tell you that is 100% true. My lashes have never looked more fanned out, voluminous, and lengthened with this mascara because of the way that the wand is formulated. It like curves. So like a bristle will start here and it curves around so that it is really just like unclumping every single lash on your lid, and it just really makes them look full and voluptuous. Now, there has been a rumor that it can, you know, be layered up to 100 times and it doesn't look clumpy or cakey or anything like that. Allie Glines did a whole 100 layers on her lashes with this mascara. She has gorgeous lashes and it still looked really, really good. Very thick though. I don't recommend doing 100 coats of this, but just apply it like your normal mascara, and it really does like coat your lashes so nicely. There's no fallout that I have ever experienced from this mascara, and I've been wearing it for a good couple of weeks now, and it really does make my lashes look more voluminous, lengthened, and it's honestly, I think this is one of my favorite mascaras that I have tried recently, and it really is comparable to the Lash Princess mascara from Essence, which is like my #1 go-to, but this one is so good. And I am so picky about mascaras, and this one is really, really good. It comes in a couple of different shades. It comes in like a black shade. It comes in like, I think a brown shade, and then like a medium black shade as well. But I think it's really good. And if you want full lengthened lashes, it is so beautiful. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to this speed reviews on recent makeup that I have tried. If you guys have any thoughts or comments, please leave them down below. I would love to have a conversation with you guys. And if you haven't already, I hope you consider subscribing before we go. Bye.